Okay, this is going to be a tutorial. Hi guys. Hi guys. Good day and welcome to today on Princess Anu-TV. Hope you're doing fine, great. And I really don't know, but there's something I want to teach you guys today: how to calculate the crosswind component. And we know that a lot of accidents can happen because of crosswind and wind shear. Like, wind shear is a sudden change in wind direction and wind speed. And when an air traffic controller gives you, as a student pilot or whatever, whether not a student pilot or not, when an air traffic controller gives you the wind, you automatically calculate in your head what that wind is going to do in respect to your flight, whether you're coming to land, whether you're about to take off, or any exercise you're about to do. You already calculate in your head what that wind is going to do. So we are going to be calculating how to get crosswind components, and I'm going to be teaching you that today. So this video is going to be like a tutorial. I'll just teach you how to calculate the crosswind component. So you check it from the runway direction and from the wind that the air traffic controller gives you. So, but in case you're new to this channel and you just clicked and you don't know me, my name is Princess Anu and I am a commercial pilot license holder. And on this channel we talk about aviation, motivation and adventure, and sometimes I do tutorials, and we just get along with ourselves. So feel free to join the family if you like. We're going to be starting the tutorial right now. Then let's dive straight into it. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Yeah, let's go. Guys, right, please get your pen and paper, because it's something that you actually need to write, and we'll have to do together. That's what I'm trying to say. So just get your pen and your paper. So I have this sheet of paper. This is what we're going to be using to solve this particular question. So I'll just write, Princess Anu-TV. So this is what we're going to use to solve this paper. So the first thing I would like you to know about calculating crosswind component is that, first of all, it has a formula. Calculating crosswind component, so if we're going to put it in abbreviation, we are going to say this is crosswind component. So we're going to use this as an abbreviation. And crosswind component, the formula for it is wind, which can be in velocity, times, this is times, please, in case I put as a big S, it's supposed to be smaller. Okay, let me make this one bigger. Velocity times sine theta. And this theta signifies something like, in mathematics, when you write a particular formula, you also try to define everything in that formula. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, defining every single thing that we have here in this formula. So first of all, this velocity, same thing as speed. So this is going to be defined as the wind speed. So let's put it that this is going to be defined as the wind speed, while this sine theta is the angular difference between the runway and that wind direction, the runway direction and the wind direction. So I just trust that you're following. Seriously, I'm trying to make this as I had kept this for a long time, and I feel we should discuss about it, because this thing can cause crashes, it can cause you to overrun the runway, it can cause a lot of harm. So we just have to discuss about it, I think, right now. So this is wind speed and this is the angular direction. That's what theta signifies. So now, if we're going to put it in context, I'm going to be giving you 3 examples. So let's start with the first example. The first example that we have here is that I'm going to be using Zaria Aerodrome as an example. So Zaria Aerodrome, we're going to be using runway 24. Let's use runway 24. Okay, actually it's 23, runway 23, but let's just say let's just use runway 24 for that. So if we have runway 24 and you're about flying and the controller gives you wind, and he says, let's say you're coming to land at runway 24 and the controller gives you wind. He says your wind is 270 at 20 knots. Normally hearing 20 knots can be very, very alarming actually, but you need to know if this wind is not more than your crosswind component, because every aircraft has its own crosswind component limitation. Like I know that back then for the TB9, crosswind component is about 25 knots. If it's up to 20, if it's 25 knots, you cannot dare try that aircraft. In fact, you might be off the runway, or you might not even, let me not say anything bad, but you might be off the runway. So you need to always check that your wind they are giving you with your wind direction and everything, it's not above the crosswind component of that particular aircraft. So now let's use this as a practical example. They've given us 270 20 knots as the wind direction, and we're coming to land and runway 24. So first of all, we are going to get the wind speed. Wind speed here is, which is V, don't forget crosswind component is equal to V times sine theta. V now is 20 knots. This one is constant here, they've given us here, so we are not doing anything to that. Times the next one is, now you're going to be minusing 270 minus 240. This is going to give us the theta. Then we're going to put it in front of this sign. So this is what it's going to give us. Now we have 20 times sine 30, because obviously 270 minus 240 is going to give us 30. And now this is 20, that's 20 times 0.5, because sine 30 is 0.5. If you have a calculator there, you can also do it just so that we'll show. And this is going to give us 10, and your answer is going to be knots, because we are dealing with wind. The answer is going to be knots, and this signifies that we have a crosswind component of 10 knots. We have a crosswind component of 10 knots, and with this, considering it that crosswind component for a TB9 is about 25 knots, you can still land. Just that now you need to be sure that this 10 knots, how is this going to affect your landing? You're going to have a serious effect, because don't forget he has already mentioned 20 knots, but now crosswind component is just about 10 knots. So you're going to anticipate for whatever is going to happen when you're about landing. I'm going to give another example just so that we are clear on this. So in case you're finding any challenges, look through it again and solve by yourself so that we know whether we're on the same page. But I'm going to give another example right now. Okay, now let's work on example 2. So now the next runway direction, let's assume that we're going to be landing on 05, which is still Zaria Airport. Like we are using 05 now as the runway we are about to land on. So we have here, sorry, this is example 2. So this is, we are coming to land in runway 050, and when you're about landing, the controller tells you that the wind is 090 at 15 knots. He says 090 at 15 knots. The first thing that's going to go through your mind is, okay, how does this affect me? 15 knots is actually high, so you're going to be anticipating, but what is the crosswind component factor in this? So just like I said, I always like to write the formula so that we know we are on the same page. Velocity, like you know, times sine theta. And now the velocity here is what? 15 knots. Velocity here is 15 knots times sine theta. So we are going to be taking 090 minus 050. This is about 40. This is 40. So that is 15 is about 40. So that is 15 times sine 40. Sine 40 is about 0.76 is sine 40. So 15 times 0.76 is going to be giving you about 11.4 knots. So let's just say approximately, let's just wrap it up, like round it up to, though this is not 5, but I'll just advise us to leave it as 12, about 12 knots, so that we know how we're anticipating. So I don't want this video to be too long. I wanted to give you guys a third example, but this video will likely be too long. So just look at this. If you have any challenges calculating crosswind component, let me know in the comment section of this video. So like I said, guys, if you have any problem calculating the crosswind component at all for anyone, I would have added doing a headwind component, but I'm going to do that in another video, how to calculate headwind component. But crosswind component has very severe effects, so that's why I say we should do that first. So I think with these two examples, you should be able to calculate crosswind component and just estimate it in your head when the controller gives you, so that you know how to calculate, especially if you're doing 180 glide. And if also you can see that the wind is strong and you're coming to land, you know what to expect. And also know the limitations of your aircraft, because when you know the limitations of your aircraft, you will know what you can use that aircraft to do, and you know what you can actually avoid using that aircraft to do. So guys, this is all I have for you in this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. If you have anything you think you also want us to talk about additionally, let me also know in the comment section of this video. So that's all I have for you today. Just stay safe, be fine, be happy, and live your best life. Bye guys.